All right, welcome to my journey. On this page, I wanted to make a video with a timeline of the past 13 years of my life. I wanted to spare you guys a bunch of text, so let's dive in. The argument that I'm trying to make is why me? So what makes me a good personal trainer and what separates me from everybody else? What I am saying is that I was actually able to create something very positive out of the most negative experience of my life. All right, so let's dive in. Freshman year at BC, 9 points, 5 rebounds, player of the week in the ACC twice. So I'm showing a lot of promise, and I have my eyes set on the NBA. The day after the season, coach calls me in and says, "Hey, we're doing 3 days from now on." So I am dead set on being in the weight room and on the court twice a day for the entire spring and summer going into next season. During the summer, I set the squat record for basketball players at Boston College. It was like 205 kilograms or something like that. A week later, I break my kneecap in a routine dunk, no contact. So now I go from this understanding that weight room numbers directly translates to on the court movement and power and athleticism. And I still got one of the lowest verts on the team while having the heaviest squat. And now, on top of all that stuff, I am injured and I am totally unsure of my future. At this point, I don't understand that the next 3 years of my life are going to be absolutely hell, but let's go through that process. So I'm injured for 19 months. I'm diagnosed with chondromalacia, osteoarthritis, patella tendonitis. They're telling me that I have zero cartilage, and eventually they will tell me that I will never get better again. Throughout this whole entire time, I feel like somebody is driving a nail into my kneecap every time I put pressure on it. The pain was a 7 out of 10 on a good day. On bad days, it was way worse. So I couldn't walk upstairs, couldn't sit down, get out of chairs, my bed, the toilet seat, cars, everything. So every single time that I am bending my knee, I am like in excruciating pain. And I'm also reminded that like my body is breaking down. So I even wore knee sleeves like under my jeans and clothes going to class. Like that's how crazy it got. So the point of this video is to show you all of the things that I have tried throughout that process. So for the next 2 years, 2.5 years, I'm getting MRIs, I'm going to the doctors all the time. I'm getting weekly injections. So at least once a week, I'm getting PRP, hyaluronic acid gel, steroids, cortisone. I even did Toradol. Stim, Grassin, massages, game ready, Normatec, icing, foam rolling, all these things that you see in the training room, I've done that. And I also did every single thing, every type of rehab exercise under the sun that you have seen in the weight room or you see on Instagram now, I did that. I did the rehab, I did the knees over toes guy. I did yoga, I did stretching, I did isometric work, I did the pool, I did the alter G. I did all of these things and it was still like no forward progression. I would do all of these things, get back on the court, feel the same pain. So now I'm just vortexing in like negativity and suffering. This green little dot here is where I met Hank, and I couldn't even explain what he has done for me in my life. That's why I cannot talk about personal training or rehab in general without mentioning his name. He put me on to a whole lot of holistic healing practices. And the most important thing he did was just give me the keys and the tools to take ownership of this process instead of relying on all of this Western medicine bullshit. So now, senior year, I start to show some promise. Fifth year is when I finally get my legs back under me. You see, I get back to about 10 points and 8 rebounds. Then next year, try out for the Santa Cruz Warriors, end up being a G League All Star. I'm averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds. Now I start getting into yoga and nutrition and holistic health. So now I'm actually like, I'm a pro now. So I have to take ownership of like what I'm doing and what product I'm putting out there. I am now gathering a huge set of tools for what is later going to be decliff training. So my pro career, Germany, Bosnia, Portugal, Delaware Bluecoats, Santa Cruz Warriors. Over the career, about 11 points, 8 rebounds. That is not the story though. The story is how many things that I have gathered into my arsenal, and also the fact that doctors said that I would never get better again. So over the course of those years, I get big into posture, big into biomechanics, and then later on functional movement. And so the point of this video is to show you guys that declift training is an accumulation of all the things that worked for me when the world said it was impossible. All right. So I will close with this. If you guys are frustrated with your rehab process, if you're feeling pain and you try those things, you don't have to buy in right now. Like, go ahead and try all of those things. Maybe they do work for you. I'm saying what I've seen is that they do not work. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. At the bare minimum, I'll shoot you some free resources. But for real, if you want to solve these problems, I think the best way is for you to tap in with me. All right. Thank you guys for watching. There's more details below. Peace.